Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Grow and Clip Bonsai for Seniors. My name is Tom Novak, and today we're going to do something completely different. We're going to try our hands at a Fukien Tea, otherwise known as Carmona. Today is March 24th. It's a Wednesday. Right now it's like 58 degrees Fahrenheit with or 14 degrees Celsius. This is the tree we're going to be doing. I got this at a pretty good price, and you can see that it looks like it's been rooted in peat moss, and this is one of these pots that have a wick on it, so you put water in there and the wick sucks up the water and keeps the plant well watered. I guess they do these for the stores. So the plant looks pretty good. We're going to see how the root system is, and we'll check it out. First of all, this plant does not like drought, and it does not like excessive wetness. It doesn't like to stand in water. So what kind of a soil do you use for it? So they say it's a well draining soil, so I'm going to use a fast draining soil mix on this. Well, I'm going to use a 1 part worm casting, 1 part peat moss, 1.5 parts sifted perlite, 1.5 parts sand, a coarse sand, 1 tablespoon of Mykos, beneficial bacteria, and I'm going to dust with Azos on the roots. I got the Azos in my container here. I put it there so I don't forget, like in the last video. Now this plant, when you fertilize it's sensitive to chemical fertilizers, so I would use it like quarter strength or whatever it says for house plants. But it likes a good organic fertilizer. And when you overwinter it, you need a lot of light for this plant, and you can't let it drop below 68 degrees Fahrenheit or 20 degrees Celsius. So with all that aside, I put in my Dollar Tree containers, drill the holes in there with a Forster bit, got my screen in there. Oh yeah, one more thing. To keep your soil in, I found this container at the dollar store today. It was only $1. I used my blue tape to put what kind of soil I have in there, but what I like about this, you can grip it. So you're not like this. So these are pretty good containers. But let's get back to the primary reason why we're here. So let's take this out. We're not going to do much with the roots because I don't know what kind of root system is it, if it's got roots. Boy, this is something to get out. So let's take our spoon. It's got holes here, we can't push it, but I'll use my chopstick and push so we can push it out of the pot, and it's coming out. That's why if you go to an Oriental restaurant and they give you chopsticks, take it. It's good for a lot of things, especially when you're doing your bonsai plants. It's still not coming out, so we're going to just have to push. And there we are. It's still stuck here, so maybe it's the roots. We'll see. As you can see, there's hardly any roots in it. I'll put this on the side. Let's see what we got here. I'm not going to do no root pruning, but it looks like it's in a core mix or a peat moss mix, but it feels more like a core mix. It doesn't smell like peat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dunk this in the water. You can see white roots here, so you know it's got roots. So we're just going to see what we can get off of it in the water in our little bucket. And you got nice roots here, so we're going to leave it like that. We're not going to do nothing to the roots because, like I say, there's a lot on this tree and we want it to grow. So that's why I have a bigger container for it, so it'll fit in there and let the roots grow. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our soil mix, okay, get our measuring cup. You can see how nice the soil is. It's got a good consistency. We'll hold our screen down, put it in. Now since I'm going to put this outside and I don't want the wind to knock it over, I'm going to put a little bit heavier stone in here. I found a good natural stone. My friend in his Asian shop, Roy, they were throwing some of these stones out, so I asked him for them and he just gave them to me, so that was nice of him. So we're going to put that in here in the corner. We're going to cover it in. This way here, it's not, when you do this, it looks like it's not just sitting on top of the soil. Now we'll get another cup of our mix, and we're going to put this into the container like that. I got it fluffed out, the roots out the best I can. I don't want to disturb them because they look like they just rooted. So if I bury it a little deep, I want these roots to live and this plant to live. So I'm going to take my little bamboo skewer and try to get the soil into the roots the best we can. Now, I'm not worried about the position in the pot or nothing because I want this plant to grow. So if you see any plant in the store that you think you can try to bonsai it, grab it. If it's cheap, grab it. Okay, we'll get a little bit more soil into there. Put it in the middle so you can see it when I spin it. Now's the time when people are having garage sales in the summertime. Look for an old turntable and grab it. I just got to make sure these roots are nice and covered. I know it looks like there's a lot of soil in there, but once we water, it'll go down. So it doesn't like wet feet. Who likes wet feet? Nobody does. So let's hope this soil works for it. I mean, it's a plant to try out. I seen it. I always read about them. I tried a couple and never did well. Well, I wouldn't know because my friends took them right away. So this one I gotta hide so my friends don't see it. And let's see what we get out of it. So I'm gonna water it in real good. Don't forget, save your old juice bottles. Just drill some holes in there, or get a nice ice pick. Heat the tip of it with a match or a cigarette lighter, and you poke the holes in here real nice. Just remember to run the ice pick under cold water after you're done so you don't burn your fingers. But all you do is just gently squirt the soil. Press it down. In the back you can see that it's down a little bit. So all I'm going to do is add a little more of my soil in there. I'm not going to put no sheet moss on this yet because I want to check and see how fast this thing dries out. Because I'm going to put it outside my little cheap greenhouse just to hold it over. We're not going to do no clipping on this because we took nothing off. Now they say these plants are real easy to root when you take a cutting. So we'll try it. It's in there pretty good. I'm letting this rinse out real nice. Let it drip real good. I'll put a couple of little stones here just to keep the roots in place until it gets until the roots take hold. I'll find something a little better. Something to match that stone. You have to get it in. And there you have it. Something to try out. So here's our little finished product. Our Fukien Tea. I think we'll just nip off this long extended shoot because it was in the store. Oh, our Azos. You gotta remember that. Let's put it in around the roots. You can see the little white chunks there. So we'll water the Azos right into the roots real good. And that's to help to fix nitrogen into the soil, while the Mykos beneficial bacteria is good to promote root growth and strong root growth. You got to remember that. There, we got it real good. So I'm going to let it drain for the rest of the day. I'll put it on the, I'll raise it up a little bit and let it drain. First we'll cut off this long stem like that, and I'll put it in my bucket so we can try to root it. We'll see what happens. So I'll give you an update on it, and let's see if our little plant grows. I was supposed to get little white flowers on it, so that's another bonus on these things from what my research does. So when you get a plant, just do your research. Go for it. Don't be afraid. It ain't gonna hurt you. So today's Wednesday night. Try an old detective show on old time radio, like a good Sherlock Holmes one, or any other detective ones that you want to listen to. I forget some of them right offhand, but there's a lot of good ones like Johnny Dollar. So you take care. Don't be afraid to try it. We'll see how this thing grows and see if the soil works. No wet feet. Okay, we'll give it a try. My name's Tom Novak for Grow and Clip Bonsai for Seniors. See you in the next one. Take care, everybody.